Most people never even begin recovery, not because they can't, but because they believe the lies about what it takes to start. I know because I believe them too. And in this video, I'm going to share 5 myths that almost stopped me from ever taking that first step. And I'll show you the truth that set me free. The first myth is the myth of fixing myself first. I have to figure this out on my own before I can even begin recovery, or I need to clean myself up before I can take that first step. Does that sound familiar? People often feel like they need more willpower, more discipline, or less shame before they're even allowed to start. They believe recovery begins after they've already fixed part of the problem. But the truth is this: recovery begins when you admit you can't fix yourself. And the first step isn't about just being strong enough, it's about being honest enough. Waiting until you're ready or good enough only keeps the cycle going. And the real doorway into recovery is admitting I can't do this on my own, but I'm willing to let God and others help me. That's step one. And if you're wondering what comes next, let's talk about the second myth, the willpower trap. Most people think recovery is about having enough willpower, but willpower is the very thing that fails us every time. The problem is willpower runs out, and when it does, we feel the shame and the cycle starts again. Why this matters is we keep trying harder and failing harder. The truth is, recovery isn't about willpower, it's about surrender. That's why step 1 says, we admit we are powerless. So if willpower won't save you, what actually keeps you going? And that brings us to the third myth, which is the shame lie. The shame tells us that I'm not worth saving. That lie keeps more people stuck than almost anything else. The problem is shame convinces us we're the only ones broken this badly. And why it matters is shame isolates us and keeps us silent. The truth is, recovery happens when you bring what's hidden into the light. Healing begins when you share your story with safe people who understand, which leads us right into the next myth, that you can do this alone, the lone wolf myth. Recovery is personal, right? No, it's not. That's wrong. The biggest mistake people make is trying to do it alone. The problem is isolation is where relapse thrives. Why it matters is you're strongest when you're weakest, because others can hold you up. The truth is, we find freedom in community, not isolation. That's why step meetings matter, and that's why church matters. We need people. But community isn't perfect. People let us down, and that brings us to the fifth myth: when you fail and people fail you. Here's the hardest truth: you're going to fail, and people are going to disappoint you, but that doesn't mean recovery's over. The problem is we think failure means we're done. Why it matters is shame tells us to give up. The truth is, failing isn't the end, it's part of the process, and grace means we can start again every single day. Recovery isn't about never failing, it's about always getting back up, and that's why recovery is a lifelong journey, not a one-time fix. So those are the 5 myths that keep people from starting recovery. I have to fix myself first. I need just more willpower. Shame means I'm beyond help. I can do this alone. Failure means it's over. But the truth is the opposite. Recovery starts where you are, in your weakness, with your honesty, surrounded by others, covered by grace. You don't need to be strong enough. You need to be willing enough to take the first step. If this helped you, subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this journey. And if you're ready to take your first step, don't wait, reach out to someone today. If you've watched through this entire video, I want to thank you for doing so, and I hope you have a blessed day.